Hey everybody, it's OJ, and I've been kind of in a platform fighting mood lately. I've just been playing a lot of platform fighters, whether it be Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, or Brawlhalla, or heck, even going back to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is gonna be the game I'll be talking about today. I love this game. This game is fantastic. I still play to this day. I got on my birthday, it was fantastic, and I still play it now that I have a better Switch. But, you know, Smash Ultimate has a lot of things going for it. Great representation for a lot of good franchises here. And heck, and I think one thing that does right is the classic mode. Classic mode in Ultimate is completely different from the previous games, where this time you choose a character and they go on their own specific route. Whether it be based on their franchise, or based on their personality trait, or based on something surrounding that character. But there's 3 characters that are missing from this mode, and it's the Mii Fighters. The Mii Fighters, consisting of Brawler, Sword Fighter, and Gunner, have definitely featured a major improvement from their previous debut, which was Smash for Wii U 3DS, where here they look more buffer, more serious, and ready to fight. And even so, even how they were promoted, like seriously, this game right here really wanted to make them as prominent fighters, as they have their own fighter number, as they're like featured on a good chunk of the artwork. But they're not on classic mode, unfortunately. Something that the last game was made you were able to play as your Mii on. So I decided, you know what? Let's make some routes for the Mii Fighters, cause one, they're fighters, and I feel like they should be featured in the same mode as everyone else, you know? So let's show some routes.
Mii Brawler.
We're gonna start with the Mii Brawler. His route is called Every Brawler Ever. So he fights, characters that are brawlers, use their fists and feet in every part of their body to attack the opponent. The first round is with Mario on 3D Land Omega form, with Super Mario Bros. Medley playing in the background. As you know, this is a reference to Mario pretty much being the first brawler in Smash Bros. Then we go on to round 2, where he goes against Little Mac and Incineroar on Boxing Ring Omega form, with jogging/countdown playing in the background. This here is pretty much a reference to Ken's reveal trailer, where it featured both Little Mac and Incineroar. And I honestly think it was pretty nice touch including both of them, as I think these two fit each other well in a match. Round 3 is with Ryu and Ken, the Street Fighter boys, on Sazaku Castle, the Omega form, with Ryu Stage Remix playing. Of course, this is an obvious reference to Street Fighter. Ryu and Ken are, the most iconic fighters in the game. So it was obvious to put these two in this match. Round 4 has Mii Brawler go against Donkey Kong and King K. Rool in a free-for-all on Congo Falls Omega form, with the DK rap playing in the background. Of course, this is a reference to both DK and Donkey Kong being very strong heavyweight fighters, using their fists and anything that they can to their might. Round 5, this one was kind of a hodgepodge. This one has Captain Falcon and Wario fighting on Big Blue Omega form, with Big Blue Melee playing, and this is also a free-for-all match. I chose these two because, what they have in common, they drive vehicles and, they're fighters, so it was the closest thing I could try. Then we go to the final round, where Mii Brawler goes against 3 other Mii Brawlers, and these Miis are based on Springman from ARMS, Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, and Toad from the Mario franchise, the way they fight on Wuhu Island on the Omega form, with Wii Sports Resorts Medley playing in the background. Just like the last 2 fights, this will also be a free-for-all. I chose these 3 Mii fighters alone because these are based on the base costumes that the Mii Brawler can choose. So you could play as a Springman, you could play as Skull Kid, and you could play as Toad with these costumes on. I think this was a perfect fit. And for the final boss, I unfortunately did not record this one, so because I saved the replays through my Switch. I would say Mii Brawler's his boss would be Giga Bowser, another giant brute. And it will start off with Mii Brawler fighting Bowser in a similar way where Mario fights Bowser, and then Bowser trying to Giga Bowser. It's like the perfect way to end this round.
Mii Sword Fighter.
Next, we have the Mii Sword Fighter, and his route called Every Sword Fighter Ever. So, just like Mii Brawlers, this one he fights a good chunk of sword fighters, so the ones that use a swish and swash on the battlefield. First off, we have Link, where he fights him on Bridge of Eldin with the Legend of Zelda medley playing in the background. Obviously, just like Mario, Link was also the very first sword fighter in Smash Bros., so it makes perfect sense to why he's here. The second match is with Marth and Roy fighting on Castle Siege with the Story 5 meeting playing in the background. And this is also a free-for-all. And with this one, this is a reference to Marth and Roy being the first other swordsmen that wasn't from Zelda introduced in Smash Bros. And they were originally going to be Japanese exclusive before being made worldwide for Melee. So it's obvious that I put these two together, and seeing how Roy was originally a clone of Marth, it makes perfect sense. Our third fight goes with Cloud and Shulk fighting on Midgard with the song Fight On, and this is also, just like the last one, a free-for-all. I chose these two together because these were the two prominent sword fighters in Smash for Wii U and 3DS. Shulk because he was obviously a requested fighter, and Cloud was pretty much a surprised fighter as he was one of the last characters for the DLC of that game. Then we have a team match where we fight both Lucina and Chrom on Arena for Rocks with I'd Purpose Original playing in the background. This is an obvious reference to Fire Emblem Awakening, as Lucina and Chrom are family, as Lucina is Chrom's daughter, and she comes from the future, from what I know about the game that I haven't played. The fifth match is with Meta Knight, where you fight him on the Halberd with Meta Knight's Revenge playing in the background. Meta Knight is a prominent sword fighter in the Kirby franchise, and he is either used as an ally or as a sub-boss in the Kirby franchise as well. So it was obvious that he was another prominent sword fighter in the game, just like the other Fire Emblem fighters, and Link, and Cloud, and Shulk. So yeah, it was an obvious one. Then we go on to the last match, where he fights 3 other Mii sword fighters. These Miis are based on Link, Chrom, and Isaac. Link and Chrom are obviously actual playable characters in the roster, but Isaac isn't, and I chose these 3 because, just like the last 2, these are base roster costumes. And Isaac is, well, he was a very requested fighter for Smash for a long time, only to come back as an assist trophy for this game, even if the Grinch League was sorta wrong on some things. Then, his boss, Mii Sword Fighter, will go against Ganon, with Calamity Ganon Battle Second Form playing in the background. Just like Brawler, I unfortunately did not record this one as I don't have a recording software, and I mainly recorded the matches through my Switch. So unfortunately, you just have to imagine it. Sorry.
Mii Gunner.
Lastly, we have the Mii Gunner with Every Gunner Ever, where it has fighters who prominently uses weapons, well mainly guns or gun-like weapons. So the first round is with Samus and Dark Samus on Norfair with This Is Samus Aran Space Warrior playing in the background, and this is a free-for-all. And with Samus and Dark Samus, they're obvious ones, like Samus, just like Mario and Link, Samus was the very first gunner of Smash Bros. And it makes total sense to have both her and her clone Dark Samus in this match, as they're both prominent users of the arm cannon. The second match is with Fox, Falco, and Wolf on Laya Cruz with Star Fox Medley playing in the background. This one is a 1v3, and it makes, perfect sense. You fight all 3 of the Star Fox fighters in this match, as they're prominent users of a laser gun. Match 3 is with Diddy Kong on Congo Jungle with Sticker Brush Symphony playing in the background. This one, well, Diddy Kong, obviously in the Donkey Kong franchise, is known for using the Peanut Pop Gun, a very prominent weapon that was first used in Donkey Kong 64, where he shoots peanuts, and it is one of his special moves in the game. Then we go on to the 4th round, with, just like with Brawlers, this one was also kind of a hodgepodge. You have Snake and Inkling fighting on Moray Towers with Splatak Original playing in the background. Snake and Inkling are pretty much they're prominent users of very multitude weapons. Snake using realistic weapons, and obviously Inkling using weapons based on ink, which is kind of like a substitute for paint. And they're obvious that I chose these 2 because, well, Snake is, he was a returning veteran and who uses a lot of weaponry, And Inkling is, well, comes from a first-person shooter, so it makes a lot of sense. The 5th round is with Mega Man on Wily Castle with Mega Man 4 Medley playing in the background. This was another obvious one, as Mega Man is an iconic gunner. He is the Blue Bomber for a reason. So, yeah, obvious. The last round is with Mii Gunner, and, well, 3 of them, and you're fighting Samus, Fox, and Inkling, which the Miis that are based on. Again, these are 3 that I chose, which, again, base costume, and it makes total sense. And just like the other last rounds, these were also free-for-alls, with Pilot Wings that they fight on with Nintendo Land Medley playing in the background. And lastly, Mii Gunner's boss. This one was kind of a weird one, but I would say Gallium would be the perfect boss for Mii Gunner, as Gallium does use assortment of different kinds of weapons, and with having boss battle Super Smash Bros. Brawl playing in the background. You know, it's very surprising that the Mii fighters still didn't really get a classic mode route. Yet this game is going out of its way to make them as true fighters as they are as compared to the other ones on the roster. Hell, they even appear in the classic mode mural. So you're telling me they couldn't get a classic mode route? And if they're even able to have a main, part in the storyline of World of Light, they should have had a classic mode route. I mean, come on now. So, don't forget to like this video, share and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can get notified for anything that I post. And guys, this is OG Diesel, signing off.